Okay, great. Okay, excellent, excellent. We got YouTube going here, and we'll talk about this trade. Now, you know, longs are the trade, but it's easy to get flushed out up here. So no trades for me here. Yeah, longs still look good, guys, but you know, dangerous to buy up here. We did have a little bit of a back test, so let's give it a whirl. We're holding up here, a little bit of a momentum trade. So we're in price discovery to the upside. And we'll see if we can get a little pop out of this. All right, I'll give it a little room, and I'll add down here. This continues a flush if I need to get out, but we'll see. This is my top one account here. I don't think they're going to flush this quite yet, but we'll see. We can get a little more room out of this. We don't want to short strength like this. We want to ride this price discovery to the upside. All right, I'll take that. 500 bucks. So I already hit 1,200 in my cash account. I'm trading a small account right now, $10,000 account. Between the last 2 days, I've gotten over 20% in returns, guys. 20%. You're not doing that with regular stocks. Maybe with options with a lot more risk. Not short up here, guys. This is price discovery. If you want to short, Dow and Russell are look short friendly. The NQ is the strong as all of the indexes. So when we see, oops. Yeah, so that's a divergence, right? So there's more buying. So a lot of this buying is being absorbed on the offer. They're selling, passive sellers. That's what that is, Pablo. It's a divergence. So when you see price going down and CVD going up, that's a divergence. And that means all of these buyers here are being absorbed on the offer and pushing price down. Homebroker, put it on deafen or mute the stream, and it will solve the echo problem. the deafened by headphones in the bottom left. I mean, that's a bearish signal, but we're also at lower band here. So, you know, it's a tough trade to take to go long here. Looks like we had an anemic bounce in a higher time frame too. So this is trending downwards right now. So I'd be very careful with any longs here. Looks like you got a lot of passive sellers.
This is in reference to the state and local tax bill that US House Speaker Johnson was speaking about earlier this morning, which apparently is going to be voted on in the House today.
Saber, you got to put the deafen button on. We'll fix the echo. You're getting two streams, one from me and one from the streams. You got to mute one. Mute one. Okay, turn off deafen and then mute me.
Seeing the four-piece anti-oil is citing the author on X putting this out. So some more details. It says the plan is not less than $344 billion for state and local tax. 40 deduction cap of $500,000 both grow at 1% annually. When the bill expires, state and local tax continues at growth adjusted number, likely $44,000 and $11,052,000. It also cites that Trump needs to endorse the manager's amendment where the state and local tax language will arrive. Speaker Johnson needs to fight for inclusion of the language in the Senate if the Senate tries to strip it. State and local tax caucus will make the case with Republican senators.
Yeah, I'm talking to the Discord. All right, I'm gonna have to clearly spend a lot of time in figuring out what the hell, how people do this, because this all started happening when I got the new microphone. Spent all this money on a microphone. Could be another crisis continuation right here. We're at point roll. I don't know. We'll see, guys. Let's see what happens. And bottom flush. But I kind of like it. Maybe for a little bit of an ad down here. We go back to VWAP perhaps. That was nice. Yeah, but now YouTube is complaining that it's choppy on YouTube. Like, I can't win no matter what I do. Look at that, guys. That was a beautiful bounce. Right off of there. I told you, we like longs and price discovery up here, guys. This is good stuff. I did take it. Yep. I got out pretty quick, but I took it. How do I show my executions here? Let's see. Doesn't show them exactly, but yeah. I've gotten long both of these candles. Now, I won't take this again. We are weaker by default, but, you know, it does seem pretty strong. What is the CVD telling us? Strong. This is not the right symbol. A little bit of a pullback here. We might want to wait for some sellers to step in before we try this again. Took another little scalp there. So this value area high is holding for scalps. 732 in my top one, $1,200 in my cash. So pretty much up almost 2 grand already this morning. Yeah, sorry guys on YouTube. You know, I'm going to spend more time this evening trying to figure this out. I tell you guys, I am not a professional streamer. I'm not an audio-visual guy. So I got to make sure I get this guys correct for you guys, for you to have the best streaming experience. So I'll spend more time. I bought this new mic thinking it would make things better. And I spent all this money on this expensive microphone and it made everything worse. So I'll figure it out. I'll spend some time on that after the stream today. So just bear with me today, guys, and I'll spend more time today after the session. Fix that. Morning, Fritz. Morning, Nathan. Orange fan. Good to have you guys. No, it's not Bluetooth. It's USB. Starting to look like a little bit of a return to value-esque up here, isn't it? Is this the short? Oh, man. All right, let's see if I have to add this one or cut it out. We'll see. Up 700. I'm down only 65 bucks on this thing. So let's see if we get the point of control is at 81. Probably could get a little nice little scalp on this again if it follows through. Try to make it bigger so it's clear. Still like the cumulative delta on this, even though we got some buyers here. I'd like to get down to 53 or VWAP would be nice.
In 10 minutes time now at the bottom of the hour, we are expecting the release of the weekly EIA crude oil inventory.
All right, let's see how I manage this. We're at the top of this distribution again.
With the crude oil inventories of a forecast for a draw of 1.1 million on the prior build with 3.454 million. The range, you can see the build is 1.739 million to a draw of 2 million expected. Gasoline inventories forecast is a draw of 2 million, the prior draw of 1.022 million. Distillate inventories forecast a draw of 1.4 million, the prior draw of 3.155 million. And crude cushion inventories prior with a draw of 1.069 million.
Okay, my average price is about 402 here. So we're a little above it, 6 points above it. We're at the top of this distribution, so this is kind of a do or die level here. Keep bidding this thing up. See if we can get back to point of control. All right, that was a nice short. Put me at almost 1K profits in my account here, guys. It's been a very productive morning. I'm up over 2 grand between my cash account and my funded account. So Lance asks, the Discord doesn't have a delay? No, but I'm still pushing through audio and visual issues, apparently. There's no delay in the Discord. I pay for the Nitro version. So it's about as fast. It's like a 1 second, 2 second delay. I don't do anything differently on YouTube. I'm just streaming from OBS, but apparently there's a significant delay. Yep. So longs as we're holding above this developing value area, then it's switched. Right now we have a developing value area that's up here. I faded it back to point of control or upper band, like a charm, guys. Distribution right here. Probably see it better.
Distillate inventories forecast is a draw.
Let's draw it on here.
Prior draw 3.155 million.
How am I drawing tools?
Draw 1.06 million.
Oh, right here. All right, so look at this distribution that we formed right here. So I shorted the top of it right back to point of control, which was the upper band. It was all longs right here. And then I switched when we formed this distribution. Jim asks, how many contracts do I trade? I'll trade a few minis, usually 1 or 2 on most trades. Sometimes I'll get up to 3 or 4 minis. Hey, AO, good to have you on the Discord, man. Or good to have you on YouTube from the Discord. Happy to have you guys. So Day Trader Kev said NQ super choppy right now. So Day Trader Kev, we call that a market imbalance, and we fade the extremes when the market is choppy or just imbalance. And then when we are trending or in price discovery, then we'll ride bigger moves in the direction of the price discovery. So I definitely encourage you to learn our auction theory method of reading the market, because you'll never sit out in choppy conditions, because that's just a balanced market. There's different setups you use. So it sounds like you only have setups for clean trending price action. So you're going to sit out, and that's fine. But if you want to take trades during a balanced market, we have setups for that. But we're not going for big moves in a balanced market, right? So we have a clean distribution on the volume profile that tells us that we are in balance, and we'll fade the value area high and the value area low until we make another move, a price discovery, probably back to this point of control here, and then this value area low, and that's how we read the entire market. All right, Home Broker's got a question. I've never understood the appeal of trading timeframes longer than 1 or 2 minutes. In your videos, you talk about trading only 5-minute time frame, and really curious why and how with some detail. So the problem I have with the 1-minute Home Broker, and I've traded them extensively, don't get me wrong. I've even traded second charts. What I've found is I get too narrowed in on very short-term price action, and I very easily lose the bigger picture of what's happening on the higher time frames. And that context is so important to the price action. So if you're just dialed into a 1-minute chart or a 2-minute chart, you're going to very easily lose the higher context. So the 5-minute keeps me patient, and it keeps me plugged into the higher context. It's really that simple. Volume profile on the top left is the hourly. Top right, this is the entire session volume profile, so 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then this is the open. This one right here is the open, 9:30 a.m. So that has been the result of... Yeah, for you guys on YouTube, sorry, I do stream to my Discord as well, and for whatever reason that's causing issues on YouTube. So I'm going to work on fixing that up. I mean, I just see an accumulation here in this distribution. So, yep, we could test VWAP as a value area low or value area high, and then we'll either break out to one side or the other eventually.
A build of 1.328 million, a build of 1.328 million, higher than expected.
Crude inventories just dropped.
Gasoline inventories, a build of 0.816 million, a build of 0.816 million, had an expected draw of 2 million. Distillate inventories are built of 0.579 million, built 0.579 million, had an expected draw of 1.4 million, and crude Cushing inventories saw a draw of 0.457 million. WTI oil saw a little bit of weakness on the back of the larger than expected storage build in crude inventories.
All right.
EIA's weekly trading statement report on
So this case right here, this distribution is acting as support right now. And we're chopping around the point of control. So that's the actual price behavior that's happening here, guys. If you're not looking at the volume profile, we can clearly see we've built a massive distribution. All right, more volume is traded at this level than anywhere so far in the session, and we're going to keep rotating it as the big players, the hedge funds, the institutions, the banks, they're getting in and out of their positions right here, guys. And until they're done transacting business, we're going to continue trading here, and this is the footprint of the institutions. And then we'll either break in one way or the other eventually. There is no direction while we're in the middle of a distribution. We need to show price acceptance in either way. So we might test one side of this, go looking for another area where the institutions can do business and transact. That's auction market theory 101, guys. If you're not looking at the market like that, you're just trading patterns and candlesticks like it's 1975. So Greg, what's up, man? Good to have you, brother. I'm still having some audio issues, unfortunately, on the YouTube. The Discord seems to be good. But YouTube, I just bought this new microphone and it's screwing me up. So far this morning, I'm up $1,200 in my cash account, my brokerage account. Hit that pre-market. And I'm hitting a nice, almost cool G in my top one futures account here. So I'm up over $2,500 in 48 hours on this account. See if I can get one more trade out of this, put me over 1G. And if you guys saw, we launched this as challenge yesterday. I just picked up this account yesterday. Gonna walk it through getting payouts. My broker account. I started with a $10,000, already up over $2,000 in that, 20% return on my money in 48 hours. And that's how we do. Yeah, my tick strike isn't making noise. It's crazy. So do you think we might test this? Sure looks like it. Boom. That put me over 1K, guys. I'm going to lock myself out on my top one account. That's that. $2,600, 48 hours. Yeah, I don't know what happened to my audio here. Well, a balanced market, right? So, it will respect it until it doesn't, Sammy. We'll respect this area until it breaks and holds. So, and it can do that for the next hour, it can do it for the next 5 minutes. There's no predicting. The market conditions in terms of the volume profile, you know, it's really, you have to understand that there's no necessarily market condition. It's testing level to level, and it's going to trade in value here until it's done transacting business, and then it'll go on to the next level. That's a constant. That's a static. Now we don't have confluence between the VWAP and the volume profile, right? Because our value area is right here, right? This is our value area. However, our VWAP bands are right here, and here's VWAP, right? So we're kind of between upper band and VWAP right now. That's our value area. Well, even on a trend day, eventually we'll stop. You're looking for the thin area that's showing price discovery, and then once we develop value, but then it can escape and go back to previous value. Yeah, Fritz, I know. Sorry about the mic, guys. I wish I knew how to fix that right now. I'm going to have to look at it after the stream. And the volume on my tick strike is out too, so having all types of issues. Per usual, it seems. It just goes to show you can buy all the most expensive equipment and it doesn't matter. The way these things all interact. All right, thanks, Fritz. And use my old mic. Guys, I'm gonna log off YouTube for the day anyway. I only stream for the first 30 minutes. 30 minutes of the session, YouTube today. Hope you guys have an awesome day. Good trading to you. If you're going to continue trading, manage your risk, stay sharp. And I'll catch you guys tomorrow